Good evening, everybody. Welcome. If we can get a motion to approve the minutes from April 3rd.
So moved.
Seconder? Second. Can we get a motion to adopt the agenda? Motion. Seconder?
Second.
Thank you. Any members in conflict of interest of anything being presented tonight?
Nope.
Seeing none. We have no consent agenda, but we do have a presentation. We have Constable Corey Extraordinaire Jameson here presenting about We Day.
We.
How's that for a segue?
I really like that. Hope I get enough to it.
And if you don't know Corey, it's not my role to introduce you. Go ahead.
Actually, you know what? Inspector LeBlanc was just going to introduce Corey.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Go back and sit down.
This is great.
You are so special. You get to be introduced twice.
Everybody's
It's
fighting
my
over it.
pleasure to introduce to everyone Constable Corey Jameson. He's been a member of the St. John Police Force for 19 years now, and Corey's part of the community response team, and he's actually been the main organizer for We Believe St. John. He's done a tremendous job, a lot of effort, and without a doubt, I'm quite confident in saying that it's going to be a huge success. So, Corey Jameson.
Thank you very much. Take my seat, Corey. Thanks, Chief. Promise to give it back to you.
For now? For now?
Well, thanks for having me here this evening to speak about the endeavor that I undertook. Well, about a year and a half ago, a friend of mine, he's a teacher from Hampton, and I met him through the DARE program. And we were having dinner with our wives one evening, and I told him that I was joining the community response team, and I wanted to do a large-scale project for our youth, in particular in the city. And he had mentioned that he was to a We Day event in Halifax, which I backed up about 5 years ago when I was the DARE coordinator. I had noticed that We Day had gone to Halifax. Is everyone familiar with what We Day is? Okay. So they'd gone to Halifax. Immediately I seen it on the news. I contacted them my next day work and asked if they were interested in coming to New Brunswick. And at that time, Halifax was their only stop in Atlantic Canada. We Day is a large organization. They travel all over the world. What they do is they motivate kids to do things on a local level as well as an international level. And they handpick the best of the best out of the schools, no doubt. So when my friend said he'd been to We Day, I had told him that I had reached out to We Day back 4 or 5 years ago. And then I suggested if We Day doesn't want to come to New Brunswick, we will make our own We Day. And we called it We Believe St. John, and it's in support of We Charities. So it is identical to We Day. We have the same music talent coming in from the States and in Canada. We have the same speakers coming, and we are supplementing the speakers with some local kids that have done some positive things in the school district. So took about a year and a half to get to this day. It's next week, May 17. We have 7,600 kids coming from our school district as well as Fredericton and Moncton. My friend and I, we traveled all over southern New Brunswick. At this point in time, we are about 1.2 million in cash, service, and product to bring this event to the city. And we logged a lot of hours with the approval of our administration, of course. And so it is a partnership with the school district and the St. John Police. So all of you have tickets to attend, and I believe I gave them to Daphne already. Perfect. And hopefully all of you can attend next week to see this. This has never been in New Brunswick before. This is the first time that we've ever. It was the largest youth rally scale event ever in New Brunswick. So I'm pretty honored to be part of it.
This is Canada-wide. Do they do it in every province?
No. Well, they do it. The last one, they did one in Ottawa, and they did one in Halifax, and they are based out of Toronto. So we have corporate people coming from Toronto to see our event, both to speak as well as to come and see what we've managed to put together for that day. Oh, thanks.
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
Have you ever thought of a career as a fundraiser?
Well, my calling is a police officer, for sure. but I appreciate that.
My serious question, is
Yeah.
there anything that you need from us? Like, this is an amazing.
Oh,
initiative
thanks.
of yours.
I'd just be honored for you guys to all attend and to take in. I went to Halifax last year to see what We Day was all about, and so I got quite taken by some of the stories that these people share, and there's some amazing people out there. The thing we do a little bit differently for We Believe, and that's what I had told my partner in this. So like I said, We Day picks the best of the best in every school to go to We Day. And they work hard to get there because not everybody can attend because of limits in space. I said to my partner that I want all our kids to go into the city because I'll be honest, when I worked in the DARE program, there was kids in the North End that never been to the West Side, never over the Harbour Bridge. So I had said I want to be all-inclusive. I want all our kids to attend because, quite frankly, some of these kids that don't have quite the opportunity they do at home can come to our day and hopefully take something out of it and move forward from there. So it was one of the stipulations that I put in place.
And so is there a cost for some of those?
No, this is all donated free. Yeah. Hotels, meals. The kids that are on a meal plan, we have Mayor Brown's bringing in chicken and taters for those kids. So even the little guys are being taken care of. So.
This guy has not left one rock unturned.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Talking fundraising. Corey's the man.
I'm going to take Corey to coffee when he gets tired of being a police officer.
I'm just gonna be tired, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's really amazing.
I appreciate it. Any more questions, or I won't take up too much of your time?
Just like,
Congratulations.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
good job.
Thanks for taking the time to listen. Well, thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
Corey, we believe you.
See you guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, who are the musical acts? We didn't ask who the musical acts are.
There's no media here, is there?
No, is it
Okay,
top
so
secret?
It is.
Yep.
But of course I'll share it with you guys.
I'll go back and be on the announcements in the
Hold it.
morning.
What?
I'll be announcing it tomorrow.
Well, you will?
No, I wouldn't.
We solemnly swear not to
Yeah, I hear you.
disclose.
Okay. So we have, so in Halifax, they had two music artists, and so we were able to secure them as well. So for the music fans, we have Brett Kissel, flying in. He's coming in from Nashville. So these three artists are currently on the radio right now. So Brett Kissel, Tyler Shaw. I don't know if you've heard of any. If you were a 13-year-old girl, you know who this is.
If you were the old summer, don't know either of them.
Yeah, and Madeline Merle. So again, if you turn on 94.1 or 97.3 the way, you'll hear their songs.
Cool.
Great.
Thanks. Good job.
Does anyone else know how those three artists? That's
No.
so old.
That doesn't mean anything.
Look, Corey does a fantastic job for us. He's, we've had DARE cars that have been given to us by companies, so that we had cars in the community over times. He has the ability, his heart, he's a school teacher before he was a police officer. His heart is really with children, and Corey really knows right from wrong and does an excellent job. He represents us. He's well spoken and really engaged, and he's been engaged for years within the community policing model. So he's a great asset to the organization. That is what I want to do for each commission meeting, is have somebody come in for 15 minutes so you have a better understanding of the folks that make this organization up and some of the things that who would expect that in a police force, you know, and you say, oh, you know, it's budgets, it's all about wages. Think about, it's the membership, it's the engagement in the community. $1.2 or $1.3 million event that he was able to go out, so the 7,600 children will benefit from that. And not only, here's the thing, it's not only about St. John, there's Fredericton and Moncton students coming here. It's not about just doing, it's about the right thing to do. And one thing we do in the police organization is we don't always, as much as our community is really important, we focus outside sometimes to make those partnerships. We have it with Kennebec Cases Regional, and some of the things that we do with will have direct benefits now for the city back as we move forward. So anyway, I will, as long as I'm here, you will have a presentation of probably 15 minutes each session in open. It's too bad the media wasn't here tonight. I can see where they're at with the flood, but they'll pick up on that on next Thursday. But you'll hear those same stories. So this will help you develop a better understanding of the organization. I can give you the facts and figures and all that, but these folks can come and give you real life stories about what they do in the organization. And hopefully that's an education so that when you're before council and you're explaining what the police department does, those life stories become part of that presentation and not just figures.
I think we already talked about it, but my memory's foggy. What did we say for accommodation or something for Corey once this is done? Did we already talk about that?
Yeah, so as the chief,
Yeah.
there'll
Do
be
something. Okay.
there'll be something and it'll be public.
Okay, perfect.
You know what? I'll help with that. Let's get them Hilton room night somewhere. Some
Oh.
He has a farm, he won't go anywhere.
Oh, he won't go anywhere.
Is he married?
How much?
Yeah. His wife's an inspector
property
with cases
His
that.
wife can't feel
No, like that, like that.
I was thinking
Great.
somewhere else,
Oh,
like
nice.
go to Bay Harbor or
Oh, that'd be
something
great.
like that.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
That would be
Help with
so
that.
nice.
That would be very
Yeah.
nice.
I can help with that.
Cool, sure.
Yeah, that'd be so nice. I'll take care of the pets. No, they can stay. We have no committee reports. Where are we at? 9.1, internal monthly report.
Receive and file, did we see this one already?
Yeah.
Sure, do.
Yeah. A seconder?
Second.
Now, where am I at? 9.2. Can we get a motion to receive and file?
Receive and file.
Seconder, thank you. 9.3. Can we get a motion? Well, we didn't. 9.3 is new, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm trying to catch up to you. That's the problem.
9.3 is, if there's no questions, can we get a motion to receive and file the overtime hours?
I'll move that.
9.3.
Yeah, I think
9.3.
Page 77.
Sorry, I'll move that.
Seconder?
Second.
Okay. And 9.4. Can we get a motion?
I'll move, but I do have a question before you take the
Sure.
call. Chief or Marvin, just a clarification for me on the financial highlights, number 4, extra duty overtime expense was $106,000 is 100% recoverable. That's, that recoverable amount is still included in the over budget of 205, right? You're not saying that we're going to be 105, we're still going to be 205, but that portion is recoverable, am I understanding that right?
Which page is this?
Sorry, this is 9.4, I don't know what page number it is.
financial highlights.
Oh,
Yeah,
79.
so it says that we are over budget by 205, which
Yes.
is minus 0.85%.
That's included in that number.
It is, okay,
Yes.
so that's the final over budget.
All I was doing for the board is pulling out what's
Different
really
items on
not
that.
operational overhead.
Great, thanks.
Can we get a seconder?
Sure.
Thank you. 9.5. Hmm? Can we get a motion to receive and file?
Yeah, I'll move.
Seconder?
Second.
Just backing up a little bit as I'm scrolling. We received and filed it, but the recommendation that went with the financial was send to council. So that was the real motion.
Thank you. And that was the real second.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconder?
Second.
Thank you.